All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol Nndm, Nano Dimensions. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back. And as I jump into this chart, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware that Nndm has been going downwards, right? We already see that, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the updates on how ARK Invest has reacted. Now, towards the end of this video, I have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss. You definitely want to add it to your watch list. And in that ticker symbol, it's involved in the energy sector. So the chart has been growing exponentially in the last 2 years. And I believe there's so much more potential moving forward. It's being compared to some of the top dogs. And yes, we've talked about other companies like Fuel Cell and Clean Energy Source Inc., right? CLNE. And this is a completely new one that we have not touched based on, and this is the first time I'm sharing it with you guys, so you definitely want to stay tuned till the end so you don't miss it. So here we are with Nano Dimensions. Nano Dimensions fell down. We're now in the 15 range, right? $15 range, and it's fighting to get back to 16. So let's look at how Nano Dimensions reacted from yesterday to today in ARK Invest position. So ARK W, they had 4,706,051 shares. And when we go over to today's holdings, right? The 10th, today's the 10th. Yesterday was the 9th. This one was the 9th. And here we are with the 10th. 4,831,776. So when you look at that, they've actually risen up by almost 130,000 in this portfolio. So as it's going down, they're loading up. I've been noticing that a lot. And this is getting close to the 5 million range. This has been slowly and steadily going up. And ARKQ has been moving up and down. So let's see ARKQ from yesterday, right? ARKQ on the 9th. 6,814,743 shares in total. And today they have 6,910,003 shares. So when we look at yesterday to today, they've gone up about 90,000, almost 100,000 shares in total in this portfolio. So I've been watching ARK Invest, and in ARKQ, they've been buying on the way down and they've been selling on the way up. But ARK W, they keep on loading up. So it's almost like ARKQ was the original place for this to be, and now they see it fitting in better in the category of ARK W. The reason why I'm saying that is because I've seen Nano Dimensions articles coming out talking about, there's so much potential. One of the top stocks you want to buy for 2021. Nano Dimensions just keeps on popping up. So if it's in the next generation internet ETF ARK W, it's for a reason. And stocks that land on there, it's because they're disruptive or quick growth or have so much potential beyond what the chart has shown us to this point. So it's very interesting to me, in my opinion. Now, the Nano Dimensions CEO letter just recently was released, right, yesterday. And here we are seeing this article. And if you read through everything, it tells you all their plans and everything that's going on. But I just want to focus on this quick summary here. Approximate revenues of 3.4 million for 2020. Recent cash reserves of 990 million with no debt. So all these offerings have saved Nano Dimensions from debt and to now focus on revenue. Revenue is weak. I have to be honest with every single investor, and that's where the risk is, but long term, right? We're focusing on long term for Nano Dimensions, and if ARK is being this bold, there's potential. If articles are coming out that there's potential for this stock, I mean, it's just unavoidable to see revenue grow in the near future. Like, we can't really focus on how weak it's been recently. I find it interesting that most of their cash have become an opportunity to be absorbed from investors through direct offerings and also institutional investors, and they're just loading up. So this cash, right, and no debt will be able to then be transmitted from here to here, right? We want to see this number go ahead and move over here or go beyond that in revenue, because now they have cash and they have no debt. So the outlook is pretty bright right now if their innovation and their product is to be said what it is. So I wanted every single investor to kind of have that in the back of their mind, that there's no debt, revenue is weak, so there's room for growth, right? And cash reserves are going to allow for innovation and to turn this cash reserve and turn it into right here into this position of revenues, and then net profits could expand. So if this stock has grown this much with such weak revenue, I can only imagine where it will be with strong revenue. I look forward to seeing everything moving forward with this one, but it's getting pretty rocky. So let's go ahead and look at our support here. Our support is 1560. If that gets broken through, your next point of reference is down here at 1503. You want to see how it's reacting in between 5016 and 1503 and see if the bulls are trying to reappear and bring it back up, or are the bears tearing this one down fairly fast. Very important to watch the behavior as this pulls further away from the 50-day moving average. Now, the 50-day moving average is 1628. As long as we're below it, bearish territory. The moment we're above it, bullish territory. So right now, the bulls truly, what they want to cross is the 50-day moving average and pull further away from it as much as possible. But before getting there, their first resistance level is down here at 1598. And if that gets broken through and turned into a support, the bulls can be one step closer to working their way up. So I want every single investor to be aware that breaking through 1598 does not guarantee or show that the bulls have gained leverage. This is just an indicator for us investors to know where this is heading. And if the bulls can turn that into a support, they're one step closer to getting to the 50-day moving average and back into bullish territory. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Stay tuned to the end because I have a ticker symbol you won't want to miss, and you definitely want to add it to your watch list. So for everyone that has stayed to this point in the video, the ticker symbol I'm about to share with you guys is part of the energy sector as well. I know we've talked previously about others like fuel cell, we've talked about CLNE and others on the list, and this one is Canadian based. Now, a lot of analysis ratings are pointing this one upwards. So let's go ahead and look at the chart, and the ticker symbol is AQN. I don't know if you guys have heard about it or know anything about it, but it's Canadian based, and you could see in the chart since that big fall, right, last year in February leading into March, right, it went ahead and dropped from highs here of about $16, almost 17, to about $9 and some change, and here we are now at 1751. Now, throughout the year, it's taken time to work its way up. The ups and downs, right? The volatility of the market does exist, and it's always going to be there. That's unavoidable. But through the ups and downs, it keeps on hitting newer highs. Now, something else that really attracts me to this stock is how their revenue and profit has been growing since 2017, 2018, 2019, and I could see 2020 being even better, right? Overall. And you could see it here. They had only one bad quarter. And I can also see 2021, 2022, and moving forward having this exponential growth here on the chart and also in the revenue. Another thing too that I find attractive about this is its dividend. Now, dividend isn't always something to, go ahead and say, hey, I like this stock because of dividend. Because sometimes dividend can try to make you come on in and join on in on the stock. But what good is a dividend if the stock is going downwards or having a downward spiral? But when we look at this chart over the whole course of the year, this has been pushing upwards, right? It's had its consolidation periods, its ups and downs, but it keeps on hitting new highs. Now, market cap is also another thing that's very interesting to me, how small it is. And one of the Forbes contributors, so if you can find that article, his name is Roger Conrad, said back in December that this is the future next era energy. So if you're familiar with next era energy, you can think about their chart, their revenue, and their growth. This is said to almost be comparable the future next era energy of Canada. Very interesting stuff. So I really want every single investor and viewer to do more due diligence and research. And once again, it's a Forbes contributor. His name is Roger Conrad. If anybody can find that article and list it down below, I would really appreciate it. I didn't have time to go ahead and pull it up and go ahead and add it to the video so you guys can see it and we can read over it, because I want to go ahead and get jumped into these charts. But I just want every single investor and viewer to be aware. AQN is definitely one you want to add to your watch list and keep on your radar moving forward. And this is said to be NextEra Energy in Canada. That's a big, bold statement. And if you know NextEra Energy, they're the top dogs right now. One of them actually. And they did a split. So they went almost all the way up to $300. And they're probably after the split way beyond that with so much more room to grow, right? Right now at the split, I don't know exactly what they're at. So let's take a look at it. But if you go ahead and see NextEra Energy's chart, it's going to be pretty amazing to think that this is being actually compared to NextEra Energy. So when they did the split, it was a 4-to-1. So if you multiply 84 by 4, we're talking about almost $330, almost $40 per share right now. It's what it's valued. So if you look at it, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be the same exact size and we're going to get the same type of returns and it's going to be the same market cap, but there's so much room here just based off the chart. And when you look at this chart over the course of time, it's just been moving upwards. And when we go all the way back to the past, same thing. Look at that. Look at that trail. Look at that trail. It's just been pushing upwards. Now, it seems to be a very slow mover, but that's fine. That's fine. It gives you time to get on in on more and go ahead and load up for the next ride. So I look forward to seeing your guys' thoughts and feedback on this one. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.